Evening all, and welcome back to Factory Town. So I'm still confused as to why this isn't working, although it appears to be actually working now, which is odd. It's gone up to 2, and yeah, I'm really confused by it, because then it goes down to 0, and then it goes. I think the issue is that it's taking 1. Which is, this is a 1 because something's gone over it, it's taking a 1 and it's adding 1 to it, it's becoming 2. So I don't think it's adding 1 each time. Which is clearly a problem, so I'm not really sure how I can fix that, to be honest with you, because it is working, it's just not working the way I expected. I expected to add 1 every time, but it's not. It's taking that, adding 1 to it, and giving you 2. And then when another cart goes over, it's taking 1, adding 1 to it, giving you 2. That's the equals. It's not adding an additional click every time. And there's no way for me to just minus them together, otherwise I could put counter blocks in there and count how many carts go through and how many carts come out, and just add 1 and take away the other one. Because there's no sort of compare function, so I don't really know how I can get that to work, a counting system. I'll probably have another look at Googling. I did have a brief look, but not enough, if I'm honest with you, so yeah, we'll see with that. But anyway, that's not particularly the focus of today's episode. I think that is working, that is doing its job, this is going. We are out of cloth. We're out of cloth because we're out of cotton. And we're out of cotton because I think we're out of cotton because all our system is being used for grain. I think everything is currently being used for grain, to get grain to go over here, and because we are really lacking on grain, that's a big thing. So may have to change this up ever so slightly because it's clearly not working here. I could add more trains to the track. I don't know whether that would help at all. I'm going to get 1 train for the cotton now, so yeah, I think the system is putting too much onto a single track and it's just not really working it. I could have a dedicated train just to cotton, but then there's no real point to that. I think that's not really going to help transport anything around. It will help transport things around, but it won't really help with the overall system. I think generally we either need more trains or we need a better way of doing this grain transport, because we're moving it from there to here, then moving it from here to there. We need it over here as well. I'm just contemplating if it might be an idea to build another rail system purely for grain, which we could then put over here somewhere, and latch it onto this so that we get these grains as well, because we do need more grain. Grain is a problem. That's what we need to expand out on. So I think we'll go for that. Other things I want to do as well is, what do we need to upgrade the base? We need mana crystals, and obviously we're not getting any conveyor belts in because we've not got the cloth. So let's pause this and let's have a look, see what we can do differently. So if I want a track, there's going to be a dedicated corn track. it wants to be kind of on the same route, although I can move this barn slightly. That wouldn't really affect this at all. You haven't got any cloth either. Yeah, Okay, let's put some farms in and just see where we're going to need these things. So there is grain here. But to get all that grain, I want to be there. Get 36, and then I get a bit of cotton as well. Yeah, okay, so let's level up that terrain slightly there and remove that one grain resource. Then put in a farm there, which will link it to 30 grain, some potatoes and some cotton, which is fine because we can figure out the potatoes and cotton, the thing we could easily figure out a way to filter those out. We have got more grain here. That, ironically, I think I want to kind of put inside the grain to kind of get the most out of it. It wants to be like there, which does involve getting rid of loads of grain, which is not really what I want. 32 grain. We can get 46 grain at the most here, but if I get rid of 3 of them, that's not really going to help. Whereas if I put it there, we get rid of 2. Get rid of 3 there. 3 there. 41. 41. So it doesn't matter which way I put it. I'm not fussed about the herbs. We'll put it there. We'll need to remove that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. And then put a farm here, which can only be placed on terrain. Ah, yes, of course. Yeah, flatten that down. And put that farm down there. There we go. We've got some here and some there as well. Let's try and grab those. I essentially just want to spread out into as much grain as I can get. There. And there's one there as well. We might as well use that one. There, like so. Okay. Well, what we could do I mean, I could clear that stone off there and we could run boats along here. Boats could come along happily to here and then that can feed over there. This isn't connected, unfortunately. If it was, I could run a boat straight along, but not clear, because all of those are on the waterfront, so all of those could quite happily sit on there, or I could run a track along. I kind of like the idea of the boats. I really do like the idea of boats. So let's remove some of these trees here, and let's put in a. Well, I'm going to put in barns rather than silos because they can store more. So we'll put in a barn there. We'll put in a barn here. And put in a barn there, and that can feed both those on that side. And we'll get some chutes, and we will go. You want to go into there. We want to have that turned that way. You also want to do that, and then want to go along and down into there. You just want to go straight. Oh, can I put an uneven terrain? Ah, okay. So we need to put in a little there we go, like that. And do that. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to fill all these barns to be grain. I don't think it should matter that much over here. I don't see anything coming to it. But if I'm going to have boats, I don't want to have them accidentally grab anything. And all of you are just going to be grain. We're not going to do anything else here. We may do it in the future. Right now, you're just going to be grain. Okay. All of you are getting grain and going down there. So, I think what I want to do here is leave that as is and have that just running that grain mill, and then if we do any other grain products, we've got them here, and then switch this one over to being a barn here somewhere, possibly. Yeah, I think, and then we can transport the goods over that way. I don't quite know how to do that though, now I think about it. I mean, I've got to get rid of those rocks there, because they're going to be completely in the way, so let's cut a path through the rocks. There we go. We'll leave something outside, they can just go around that, that's fine. They'll come up here. They could drop off like here somewhere, and then we could conveyor it over. Suppose, in fact, what if I had it drop off here where the tomatoes are? We're not particularly using tomatoes, so yep, we'll get rid of that. And I've got some spare barns, haven't I, over here? These, there we go. We'll grab that barn, because that's the mega barn. That's the barn with all the, it's got completely capped out storage in it. And we'll filter you to grain as well. But the question is, oh, excuse me. The question is, do I then run it over to this silo? Or yes, I was going to say, or do I extend the track over? No, I want to run it over from this silo. To there. I think that's too high. Ooh, and we definitely need to get rid of some of these trees. You, and that rock there. There we go. Might be too high, I'm not sure. I don't know. We will find out. We will find out. So, let's buy ourselves a couple of boats. Cargo boat. So we want that one, that one. We can't afford it. Oh, well, they cost 500 gold. And we have run. I knew we were running low on yellow coins. I didn't realise it was that bad. I think that's because our yellow coins are only being sold by. We're only getting yellow coins, I should say, by sandwiches, which we're not making. Okay, so let's switch this up a bit then. Let's see whether we can actually put this down to 2 barns instead. What if I put a barn there? Can I build an uneven terrain? Oh yeah. Right, hold on, let me delete that. Because you can build on uneven terrain, but you can't move to uneven terrain. I don't actually see that working, if I'm honest with you. I think we're going to need 3 boats here. I can't really get... If I put it there, it's going to be like way into the water, and then we're going to have chutes going over the water, which will block the boats. So I think we will just do it that way and have them just dip into the water ever so slightly. And what we'll do is I'll find out whichever ones have the most grain on them. That's 30, that's 14. Okay, so it's going to be this one, and it's going to be this one. Now got to be filtered with grain again. But again, that's I've covered this before, but I will say it again. You'll see if I mouse over this barn, I can't do anything with it because it's got no resource in it. But this one that I filtered now lets me use the filter to move things, even though there's no resources in the barn. So it's another really good reason to filter the barns. Just adds in things to it. So okay. So there we go. And they sail straight through the rocks. That's really interesting. They just ignore the rocks and sail through them. I'm going to remove them rocks completely then, because that looks really weird and it costs money. Damn it. Didn't think about it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So you can grab 2, 4, 6, you can grab 80 at a time. Okay, so let's throw 5 people in each of these places. Not that we need 5 people in that one at the moment. We have plenty of workers spare, so we'll just throw 5 people in there, and then hopefully that will speed up our... Okay, that is working, which is awesome. That's exactly what we wanted. Cool, and you're almost full. Yeah, so this is going to be good. This is going to be good. Just as it sort of runs out, another boat appears, drops off stuff, yada yada. Obviously, the boats are going to be very offset between each other because that's just how it's going to work, I suppose. For now, I could have actually run a chute off of that pond to this one by running it above the water and just having a grab on it, but no, it's fine. It's fine. When we get some money in, we will upgrade to the next. We'll add another boat in there and get some things going, but we do need yellow coins. We are running out of them. You can drop off into there. Not that any of this is particularly needed. It is actually the cotton that's needed, which I think we'll now get going, because I think this is going to fill up because that's not required, which leaves this line free to grab things like cotton and other bits and pieces, which can then feed into there. That workshop can do its job. That can go to there. That can go back. Obviously this is not going to work this side because we are running low. You are still struggling for iron, ironically. I don't particularly know how to speed that up. This is... well, I mean, it's working, it's just taking its time. It doesn't matter if I move any of these things around, even if I move these over to here, try and spread out the load. It's just because the requirement of iron is used here. Yeah, it's used 1, 2, 3 times before it gets to that. So maybe I should split this up slightly. You require stone. Stone's on the one we turned off, so this cannot be put that side of it, or the nails won't work. Although we could run the nails up and over. I think we do want to move things around a little bit here. I definitely feel as if we need to do something here, which involves me cutting this right back down to almost the base. Don't know why I removed that. Didn't need to do that. That was stupid. There. There. You go to there. So we want to do that one that way. That one. Put in our supports. There we go. The middle one that way, and the top one that way. There we go. And then 1, 2, 3. We don't have any wood. Really? Really? We don't have any wooden planks? What's... Again, this is the metal thing, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, this is the metal thing. No, this isn't the metal thing. This is... We've run out of money. Oh. Oh, that's not good. Ooh, because I need those supports to... I'm not going to move any of these. These can all stay where they are, and then this will just... Right, let's remove that. That will give us some wood back. And I think we can then remove splitters, which would be really nice to be able to remove just the splitters without having to worry about destroying the stuff in between, but it doesn't work that way. Okay, so stone splits this way, that way. Wood goes that way, you go that way. Okay, that should leave me enough to put in what I need here. So, what does this require? This requires wood, stone, and iron. So it requires all 3 of the main materials that's on there. Okay. But facing that way, we want to go 1, 2, and 3. So you require all of those. That's fine. That means you'll get the resources. You then need nails, which are here, but we can't get to you yet because we're now out of wood. So I can't build a over the top thing. Okay, well, have we got lots of actual... we got lots of wood in the base. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to build another lumber mill. We'll put it just here, and then from here we can move, we can take wood into the base. From the base we can take wood, which we can't do because we don't have enough. Can we hire workers? No, they require money. Oh, we're in a bit of a pickle here. Okay, I know what to do. I know what to do. Let's move that. there. I'm really sorry, cart, but you're gonna, yeah. And then we're gonna go one like that and one like that. You're gonna be on planks, and then we are gonna take out wood. Okay, and that will take wood out of the base into here, and then we'll turn it into planks and put it back in the base, which we have space for. I'm also going to remove some more of these filters from the base because I can see we're running out of space here, and I don't know whether I've been removing stuff and losing it because I just didn't have the space in here. Obviously this is all filtered out because you'll remember quite a number of episodes ago I was trying to use the base as a main warehouse and that just didn't work. Didn't work at all, so okay. And now we get some planks in. That allows us to move things, do things, whatever things. That's fine. And we do need to reconnect this up here, but it can wait for a moment. It generally can just go up, over, and back into there. But doing it this way basically means that now this one takes one less. Not that it was using them at all, to be honest with you. Yeah, it wasn't really using any iron anyway because it was full and just sat there doing nothing. So that's probably not helped us in any way, shape or form whatsoever. But it makes me feel a little bit better. And I think I might temporarily stop you. Or what I might do actually is actually use up some of these yeah. I think I might use up some of these belts. Let's do that. Can we get... No, we can't. We can get to there. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. I want to go, we'll say, go from there along to the end. Bonk. I don't want to stop underneath somewhere because I'll forget and it will go all terribly wrong from there on. That might help things going on. You still managed to grab 4 of them, that's fine. Yeah, I think maybe getting things out of here would be better. What I am going to do as well is I'm going to put a small cut in here and I'm going to have a Google to see where I can figure out a counter. Because I know there's one out there. I think I might have even built one myself in one of the previous episodes. I can't remember. But I'm doing something wrong here. So I will put a cut in. We will figure this out and then I shall be right back. Okay, so I have this working and it's a lot more complicated than I actually expected. You can see here we've got loads of extra blocks here. So let me explain how this all works and yeah. So carts come along. We don't have any. Okay, they're on their way. Carts come along. They enter this inventory center here, this agent trigger, and it hits a counter block. The counter block starts counting up and triggers this math block. So once it gets to 5 or above, once it's 5 or below, it will say it's true, so it'll allow it. So as soon as a 6th cart comes along here, when that number gets to 6, it will turn off the pull function. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that should be number 6. Boom, there you go. That's now false. That's turned off this. No more carts can go down there. It comes to 6. It's 1 higher than whatever is there because it's equal to. Less than or equal to means if it's 5, it will still be true. I did that just because it makes sense up this end here. So the carts will go down, pick up their goods, turn around, come back in. This is struggling because these require yellow coins to make iron, and I didn't realise that. So our whole system has fallen apart because we don't have any yellow coins. The good news is, however, we have lots of carts going along with grain in them, so that is working. With cloth with cotton in them, so that is working, and our workshop is running, and that is going, and then this is going to produce there. So we are going to be getting money in soon. Okay. The complicated logic happens when they come back in. So they go down, turn around, and come back in. When they hit this agent trigger, they trigger a counter block again, which is set to a math block, set to greater than or equals to 5. So it will only trigger when it's above 5. It then goes to a delta block because there is a weird issue. These trigger true when they're above a number and false when they're below. But if you link them to a logic set block or a number block, sorry, or any block, the block doesn't care whether it's true or false, it just sends a signal whenever it gets a signal. So it will send on a true or a false signal. So I kept getting it wrong and it kept going nuts on me. So I put it to a delta block, and the delta block will then only trigger when it changes between true or false. So if it fires false 4 times, it'd be fine. The 5th time it will fire true, it will change. The 6th time it will fire false and it will change again. That's why these numbers are, this one, this counts up to 6. And it's a greater than or equals to, not just a greater than. What that does, when this gets to 6, it will trigger the delta block to fire. This number block will become a 1 because it's adding things together, and I don't know why it becomes a 1, but it does. And then it's a 1, and it triggers this logic set block to set this counter block and this counter block back to 1. Then when the 6th train goes through, it becomes a 0, and it sets it to 0. I think it's because it fires true, and true is a 1, and then false, false is a 0. So the 6th train is the false, and that sets a 0, and it fires this logic block. The logic set block takes whatever it gets in, which is the number 0, and then sets this block and that block to 0, resetting the whole counter. This one here, the pusher, is because when a logic set block sets a counter block, it doesn't trigger it. So this was staying false because this math block hadn't been updated. This logic pusher will basically just push through saying, hey, you've changed. When this changes, you've changed as well. So it sets them and it pushes that counter block through to reset all this here. So yeah, so trains come in, count up, gets above, gets to 6, turns this off. Trains go out, count up, gets to 6, resets it to 0. Whole system carries on working. So I hope that makes sense there. Let me just go over it very quick again. Agent trigger to counter block to math block to full function to turn off the pusher. And then on the way out, agent trigger to counter block to math block greater than or equals to 5, math block to delta block to number block, which is set to 0, to a logic set block. The logic set block goes to both counter blocks, so reset them to 0, and also the number block goes to a logic pusher block to push onto the input to reset this to say you can now turn on again, you are below 5. That's how it works, and you'll see it will work in action here. All our carts go down, go around here, come back up in. It lets 6 on it. You could change this number. You could change the 5 to however many carts you want to have on the track at once, and it will just be one above whatever you've got there. So you could set this to greater than, but you couldn't set that to less than because it doesn't add up. It needs to be in equals. On the 5th one, because it's equal to 5th one, it sets it to 1, which is obviously not what you want, but it is 1 because there's technically one more cut in there. That has allowed this to go, the pusher to go on. That can cause an issue where a cart could come onto here whilst the system isn't ready for it and it gets reset, but then you might get the odd 7th cart on there, which isn't really a problem because that just resets anyway. And then there you go, resets all back to 0, absolutely fine, away we go. Awesome sauce. And it works. I've never had it where it sent a 7th cart along, or well, not a 7th cart along, but it sent a cart along whilst this was set to 1. It is possible. I wouldn't worry about it because as they go out again, it resets anyway. So it doesn't matter how many trains. They could have 10 trains come on. As soon as it gets over 5, it will just reset. And yeah, because it resets them to 0, and offset doesn't matter. But that should work. Yeah, so we set that to 5. There we go. Set to 6 done. The only thing I will say is that whatever the number is on the input, so it's greater than or equals to 5. If I set this to 4, you have to change that to 4. Because the first trigger makes this a 1, the second makes it a 0. If it's a different number, it will mess up. So you've got to count the same amount of carts in, same amount of carts out. Pretty obvious, but yeah. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. If anyone wants to explain better, do let me know and I'll see if I can actually build it on camera and do it in a better way so you can actually see exactly how it works. It is just weird with that delta block in there. There's might be a better way of doing it, I'm not sure, but well, for now, oh, see, there you go. We've got a 7th cart come down. That's weird. Why did you come down? What happened there? Why did that come down? That should not be possible. Hold on. Oh, I know why that happened. The bridge was blocked. The way was blocked. When it come along, the actual way was blocked, so the cart couldn't carry on straight. It had to turn off. So that would be why that come along there. That is possible. That's because there isn't a gap. Really, there should be a gap between these two rails. There should be a gap between them coming on and coming off. But I didn't do that. I could do that, but I'm not going to. It's fine. I don't mind the odd cart going on there by mistake. It doesn't matter. It's not, you know, so you get an extra cart of goods every now and then. Doesn't matter. We've got the offset here. For the nail system here, I was trying to figure out going up and around and over, and I just decided to put in a silo. So the nail's empty to a silo, and then the silo has a grabber across there, and I just thought that just makes more sense. It allows me to go vertically up like a vertical conveyor. So yeah, rather than going up and round and over and down again and yada yada, and yeah, and I kind of wish I'd thought of that back here, because I'd have moved this one further away and just put silos in and done it that way. That would have made a lot more sense than going up and around here, and then I could have just pulled off of the I could have had the silo auto output. I'd have moved it one further away so the silo can auto output onto a single belt, and then we can split it in the next round. So yeah. But I will. This is all now backing up because it requires cloth conveyor belts, and this requires cloth conveyor belts because it requires wood, and we can't get any wood because we have no wood being made, because we have no gold coming in to make any wood. So yeah, generally our conveyor belt system has completely collapsed. I'm going to use up the rest of those conveyors there whilst I can. There we go, so there'll be no more conveyors in there. Nope. Okay. We're out of trees here, and now this is just a lump mill doing nothing, so I'm going to remove that one. Well, there we go. We've got 20 logs somewhere. I don't know where. Apparently have 20 logs somewhere, and we're using planks up. I'm not sure. I think we are picking up planks from here. Yes. Yeah, we are. So this is running, because this requires yellow coins as well. So this is running and dropping off goods, and then it's going into there, and then we are slowly picking up the wood and come back in, and yeah. So this kind of works because this whole line's going to back up now because we're low on a different resource, and that means this is going to fill up and then stop requesting iron, which means then our trains can just go down and get the wood instead and request that. So that's a good thing for not having minecarts filtered. That works so much better. This whole system is kind of working here, sort of. Grab loads of cloth. I did notice that these trains are very close together again, and I did end up with trains with cloth inside them going round and round in circles for a bit. Which shouldn't have really been the case, because this should never have got empty enough for that, but I'm sure I saw one minecart going around. It may just be because this is really long. Let's fix that. Let's fix that, shall we? Let's go. Let's remove that tree in there. I don't have the resource to remove that tree in there. Okay. That's fine. That's not a problem. Nope. Wait, thank you. And then you go straight on. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to grab a pusher. And I want to grab a bit of extra logic. Yeah. What do we want? We need an inventory sensor, and a math block. I'm going to put them both there inside them trees, and we will. Yeah. So we want an inventory sensor and a math block. And then we want you to detect that pusher there. We want you to say if you are not equals to 0. Okay, so you go to that, you go to that. So if you've got stuff in you, go that way. but I want to filter that to be cotton, because I only want to do it if it's cotton, because it may have other goods on it. But that should allow our trains to go a bit further, hopefully. That's just saying if it's completely empty, go down here and pick up whatever and come back in. But that will say if you've got cotton in you, then if you have cotton that's not 0, come down here. If you don't have any cotton, don't go anywhere. So that should all just trigger false straight away. Yep, there we go, because they're empty. And they've got other bits and pieces in there. Oh, and you're all empty, so you're actually going to go down here for a change, which is fine. I don't think we actually have anything on here that requires anything. Not particularly, no. Okay, so we're going to trigger the corn now. So let's have a look see here. So we're going to get loads of corn in these. It's a bit weird that we only really use the corn from the first farm, but then all the rest of them are kind of backups for this one here. But yeah, so there you go. That works. That's sending them forward if they don't have any cotton in them. So that just makes it shorter, a shorter round trip for the cotton. Okay, and then you can just fill up. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, and then they'll carry on going around. I do want to spread these out a bit more though. Really, really do. How can I spread them out? Where can I spread them out? Not really at the end there. No, not really at the end there. Although I could. I think I will. I think we'll do it at the end here. We'll just do that. Yeah. Okie dokie, like that. Then we will go out and out, and you need to be linked to that one, and you need to be linked to that one, and you need to be set to false, and you need to be set to false, because we do have more than enough cotton in there. But yeah, that'll just spread them out a little bit. That will let them go up by 1. They don't gain any speed coming down a single block. Right, let's spread them out a little bit better. Make sure it is working. It looks okay. Okay, yep. So that should be fine. That should be fine. That should go there. Really, if you want to spread them out and get them going at an even gap all the time, you'd actually use a timer block with it and hold them up for each go. So that would work, but not really fussed. Okay. So we have a barn full of cloth. We have a kitchen not full of cloth. We have a kitchen which has no cheese. Cheese is the problem here, so let's speed up our cheese making process. Okay, and let's actually help this out a lot, shall we? Let's remove all these here. Okay, and you've got cloth in you as well. Can't build a thing up like that. No, that won't work either. It's invalid. Oh, I don't know what the hell that's just done there. There we go. That'll do. Looks weird, but will actually help speed up. Also help speed up the caravan as well, which is grabbing sandwiches and nothing else. Really, I should put these into here as well, shouldn't I? I think, yeah. How much does a wagon cost to make? It costs 40 gold to make. Wow. Okay, I really wish I had left some of those people just stood around places, because I kind of need people now. Would you sell that, please? What are you doing? Which is the way I can do nothing. Awesome. If I sell you, do I get the gold back? I do. Awesome. That's good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some workers. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, because I think 3 is... Yeah. And you are going to... See, I can't tell it to supply with things because it doesn't have an overall filter. It only has individual filters. So we want carrots, sugar, and tomatoes. So, liver carrots, deliver sugar, and deliver tomatoes. Okay, off you go, my friendly villagers. That won't really do a great deal at the moment, but it will eventually. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not. I think it probably is. It probably would help that cart out, but yeah. Yeah, that will start filling up slowly, and then we'll start selling other goods, because these all sell for yellow coins, which is what we need. They're only 1 yellow coin each. And I could probably figure out how to make them into better things to do it, but right now I just want to sell anything I can, and that caravan can grab multiple things at once. It can grab 8 items of each type, so yeah, if I just get my workers doing that, that's absolutely fine. I don't think we're going to be making any money anytime soon, because the system is just completely bogged down. We're just not getting a backlog or anything at the moment. We need to be making more sandwiches. That's the problem. We need to be making more sandwiches. And the issue is that we just don't have the cheese. Now, I don't actually think it is a cloth problem, per se, because this runs out and you're only a little bit away, so putting another wagon in there I don't really think would help. No, I think that's running about the right pace. I just think it is a matter of we don't have enough. We don't have enough. So can we get this on the Steam network? We could. It's right next to it. Let's do that. That would help it. One, increase its speed a little tiny bit, get that going. Then it would require more cloth, which is understandable. I need 40 gold to do that because I need another wagon. Let's what are you doing? You're delivering these. You are going to stop. Yep, you're going to stop. You're going to come down here. Okay, and what you're going to do, you're going to deliver to there once that one delivers. So they're evenly spaced out. Oh. Okay. Cool, and then they're going to nudge into each other every now and then and cause a little bit of issues here and there, but it should be fine. They should stay roughly the same sort of pace away from each other, which is fine. This caravan gets knocked off a little tiny bit, but that's not a problem. In fact, what I could do is I could do that and remove that one. That would push the caravan down there. Oh, that's interesting. Try that again. There you go. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. That'll be okay. There we go. And then that should start filling up with, yeah, that's now filling up with cloth. We'll start producing cheese. I do think we might need a second cheese maker though. We definitely need more bread. We don't have enough population. Oh no, we've hit the cap. We've hit the pop cap. Which isn't particularly surprising, if I'm honest with you. Interestingly enough, we are getting more milk in the system than we need. 2040, yeah, I thought so. So we're going to pick up milk and then that's going to go round and round in circles. I thought that might be a problem. I need to upgrade this barn. I can't do that because that barn requires 100 yellow coins. We're not going to get 100 yellow coins anytime soon. That compromises this barn for storage of bits and pieces. This is fine. This is all kind of working. We do require more cargo boats or another cargo boat, or we don't really. This is working absolutely fine at the moment. You are actually you are kind of struggling, and I know why. Because the cloth conveyor belt at that distance is slower than a chute. So let's put a chute in there, and that will stop you getting starved. Okay, and now we're filling up on sandwiches. We're actually filling up on sandwiches. It's more than this can carry, which is awesome. It's absolutely awesome. That's great. Okay, so we need to look at other yellow coins. So maybe we should start looking at berry cakes or apple pies or something. Cheese is well off the market for the minute. Veggie stew is another one. I think we could do veggie stew. I think that's something we can do, but that's going to be next episode. Veggie stew. There requires tomatoes, potatoes, and carrots. Well, we have tomatoes, carrots. We don't have any potatoes here, but there was someone who was harvesting potatoes, wasn't it? I wasn't using them. Maybe not. Okay. Oh no, it was over here, wasn't it? It's one of these. You? Nope. Ah, you. There's potatoes here. Loads of potatoes here. So, yeah. Maybe we could look at that. I'm sure there were potatoes here. There aren't. Oh no, we had potatoes here and I removed them, didn't I? Ah, oops. Okay, so I think next episode we may go on a potato hunt and then try and make some veggie stew and get that going down here as well. We could replace the carrots and tomatoes with veggie stew. There. That would work better. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope to again in the next one, and until then, as always, have fun.